Hi, my name is Muhammad Yastabi bin Muhammad Nizam. My matrix number is 2025403322. I'm from class 2H.
My name is Muhammad Khalid Danish bin Azal, ID student 20252064Axis. I'm from group H.
Hi, my name is Ahmad Zafran Meka Martin. I'm from TBA1142H and my known metric is 2.25 803 564.
Assalamualaikum and hello. My name is Salma Al-Farisi bin Muhammad Hafizan. My student ID is 2025Axis1092 and my group class is TBA1142H.
Good morning. Today our group will be presenting our microeconomic analysis on Italy and their economic product, the Lamborghini Regalto. Let's start with the economic background of Italy. In 2026, Italy have the population of around 58.9 million and remain the third largest market economy in the European Union. One unique characteristic of Italy economic is the stark contrast between its northern and their southern region. The south is primarily agrarian, while the north is highly developed industrial hub. In fact, the northern region is known as a motor valley, which is the birthplace of some of the most luxurious supercars in the world. Moving on to the economic system. Italy practices an advanced mixed economic system structure around European social market economic pattern. This system is dynamic because it perfectly synthesizes element of free market capitalist economy with a common economic system. This means private entities have a property right and rely on the price mechanism to maximize profit, but government heavily interfere throughout the corporate taxation, labor regulation, and the environment norms. So, how does Italy resolve the basic economic problem? What to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce? What to produce? This is joint effort between consumer demand and the government regulation. For example, the state used heavy carbon tax and subsidy to legally shift production towards sustainable sector to meet EU climate goals. How to produce? Companies have the freedom to use capital-intensive techniques like automotive and robotic. However, they must strictly follow government intervention like safety rule, maximum working hour, and strong trade union agreement to balance efficient with the worker welfare. For whom to produce, goods are distributed based on income and purchasing power. To reduce social inequality, government use a progressive income taxation system by heavily taxing high earning the state fund public good and social safety net. Ensure basic necessity reach those in need.
Yes, sir.
Now, I will pass the floor to the next presenter.
Alright, thanks Izaz for the explanation. For the next part, I will be presenting the demand and supply analysis of our selected product, which is the Lamborghini Revelto. The Lamborghini Revelto is Italy's first high electrified vehicle or HPEV, combines a naturally aspirated V12 engine with 3 electric motors, making it one of the most luxury hybrid supercars in the world. We selected this product because it represents both innovation and exclusivity in Italy's automotive industry. First, let's discuss the law of demand. The law of demand states that when the price of product increase, the quantity demand decrease, and if the price decrease, the quantity demand increases. Based on our analysis, when the price rise from $650,000 to $850,000, the quantity demand falls from 1,700 units to 1,200 units. This shows the negative relationship between price and quantity demanded. Besides, price demand is also influenced by consumer income and the price of competing luxury cars such as Ferrari and McLaren. When wealthy consumers or competitors increase their price, demand for the Revelto also increase. Consequently, this will lead the demand curve shift outward or to the right. Next, let's look at the law of supply. The law of supply explains that higher price encourage producers to supply more products because they can earn greater profit. In our data, when the price increase from $650,000 to $850,000, the quantity supply increases from 1,200 units to 1,600 units. This shows a positive relationship between price and quantity supply. Supply is also affected by production costs and technology. Lower production costs and more advanced manufacturing technology allow Lamborghini to produce more vehicle efficiently. Therefore, the supply curve will shift to the outward or to the right. For the next slide, the market equilibrium. The market equilibrium occurs when the quantity demand close the quantity supply. According to our report, the price of equilibrium is approximately $750,000, the equilibrium quantity of 1,400 units. At this point, there is neither a shortage nor a supply in the market. Finally, the government intervention. The government can influence the market by imposing an indirect tax on producers. This increased Lamborghini's production cost, causing a supply to shift to the left. As a result, consumers pay a higher price, producers receive a lower price after tax, and fewer cars are sold in the market. However, the tax burden is shared equally between consumers and producers, with each paying $50,000 per vehicle, while the government collects approximately $135 million in total revenue. That's all.
Hello everyone. Today I will be presenting a microeconomic analysis focused on section price elasticity of demand of our report. Let's begin with section price elasticity of demand or PED. Because of its premium positioning, extreme exclusivity and strong brand reputation, the demand for the Lamborghini Revuelto is generally considered price inelastic. This means that its buyers are highly unresponsive to change in price. To demonstrate this, we conducted an example calculation. If Lamborghini increases the price of the Revuelto from an original price of $600,000 to a new price of $750,000, the original quantity demand only experienced a minor drop, contracting from 1,600 units down to 1,400 units. Plugging these figures into the elasticity formula yields a PED coefficient of exactly 0.5. Since this value is less than 1.0, it mathematically proves an inelastic demand curve. Ultra high net worth consumers have massive purchasing power, meaning a price increase does not deter them. Now, let us flip the perspective over to the manufacturing side by evaluating next section, which is price elasticity of supply or PES. In the short run, the supply of the Lamborghini Revuelto is highly price inelastic. As more detail, if the market price rises significantly from $600,000 to $750,000, Lamborghini production capacity can only expand slightly from 1,350 units to 1,400 units. This gives us a highly rigid PES coefficient of just 0.50. Now, let's move at the next section, which is factors influencing price of demand or PED. Let's take a look at these underlying qualitative factors. First, the Revuelto is strictly a luxury product, meaning it is bought primarily by wealthy individuals who are inherently less sensitive to price fluctuations. Second, the brand carries an immense global reputation built on prestige, extreme performance, and exclusivity. We need also take a look at factors influencing price elasticity of supply or PES. This section highlights 4 critical constraints driving the supply inelasticity. First, the car requires an exceptionally complex manufacturing process, blending advanced hybrid technology with handcraft engineering that demands highly skilled labor. Second, Lamborghini intentionally enforce limited production capacity to protect the brand long-term scarcity. There is another important topic to look at, which is implications for producers and consumers. This structural rigidity has massive implications for both sides of the market. For the producer, this inelastic framework grants Lamborghini tremendous pricing power. They can raise the retail price of the Revuelto to boost total corporate revenue without worrying about a damaging drop in overall sales volume. While they must face extended wait times to secure a vehicle slot, the upside is phenomenal value retention. Because production is tightly controlled, cars behave less like a traditional depreciating asset and more like an investment asset that holds or increases its value on the secondary market.
5.0 Consumer Behavior Utility Theory. According to utility theory, consumers choose the product that provides highest satisfaction within their budget. Buyers of the Lamborghini Revuelto are usually wealthy individuals who value luxury, performance, advanced technology and brand prestige. Before purchasing, they compare the Lamborghini Revuelto with other luxury brands such as Ferrari, McLaren and Porsche to maximize their satisfaction. However, during economic uncertainty or inflation, some consumers may postpone buying a luxury car because their purchasing power decreases. As you guys can see from the graph here, they can afford only 5 Lamborghini. Be comparing with Lamborghini Revuelto and Lamborghini Terrario, which is you can only have 5 Lamborghini Terrario and 5 Lamborghini Revuelto to maximize their satisfaction. That's all.
And thank you for the presenter before me. And I will continue the discussion by theory of distribution, specifically in wage determination in automobile Lamborghini labor market. In a perfectly competition, wage are determined by the interaction between the demand for labor and supply of labor. Employer will hire workers, whereas marginal revenue product is equal to wage rate. Even though we know the luxury automotive industry doesn't operate in a perfect competition, but this theory is still hardly applicable in explain how wage is determined. Producing a supercar hybrid like Revuelto is really require a highly skilled engineer, technician, and also the designer. So, what are the factors? What are the factors that different wage in this industry? The first one is skill and education. Workers who hold the specific engineering will make the higher pay because of their experience and they are directly involved with manufacturing process. The number 2 is the productivity. Company will give the higher pay for workers who have many great productivity. And the third one is the demand. When the global demand for Revuelto is increased, the demand labor for skilled labor is also increased. This will make the labor demand shift to the right. And the last one is the supply of laborers. The scarcity of shortage in specialized automotive workers in Italy make the company like Lamborghini need to offer in premium wage in order to compete with their rival like Ferrari or Rolls in order to recruit the best talent.
Finally, we are already in the final section to conclude our synthesis. To summarize our core findings, first, Italy meets economic system balance private market freedom with strict state regulations. Second, our market force analysis models a stable domestic equilibrium at a price of approximately $750,000 and a quantity of 1,400 units. Third, mathematical calculations confirm extreme inelasticity on both sides. 4. Under utility theory, verify that buyers act rationally, carefully evaluating luxury supercar alternative to optimize their budget lines and maximize total psychological satisfaction. And finally, looking at the factor market, wage determination in Italy's Motor Valley clearly reflects the high productivity and scarcity of specialized engineering talent. In conclusion, this study proved that microeconomics frameworks are not just abstract economic exercise, but vital practical tools for evaluating consumer behavior, pricing structures, and corporate adaptability within a world-class luxury industry. That's all from me. Thank you.